Alright, here we are. I am in fact live today. I know I missed yesterday. I left work early and was sick. So I'm here today, and I definitely did not want to miss today. I felt bad about missing yesterday. So here we are. This is Precious Juggalos live streaming as I paint Juggalos and hang out. I like to say this is the Bob Ross of Juggalo face painting. We're just here to chill out for about an hour. No stress, no hassles. Just chat if you like, listen if you like, watch if you like, whatever. It's up to you how you engage. And nothing offends me. Alright, so anyway, here we are on another chilly Thursday. I'm here in the Juggalo basement. I've got my lemonade because nothing says cold winter time quite like country time lemonade. Scott the Scott. What's up, man? Mega Scott. Good to see you. You can't hear me though. Let me say hello. I like that guy. He's a good dude. Oop, that's not what I meant to do. Alright. So, Scott's in the house. Scott the Scott. Scott squared Mega Scott. Ah, sip of the old lemonade. So yeah, here's where we are today. We're going to be working on this, the final of the three wise men, to go with the other two wise men that I previously painted on Tuesday. This is the last piece of the Juggalo Nativity that I've been putting off for such a long time now. One sec. Let me type something to Scott. There we go. Alright. Hopefully Scott the Scott's having a great day. He just made my day greater just by popping in to say hello. What a nice guy. I like him a lot. The best Scotsman I think I've ever met in my life. So a quick review of some of the other pieces to this nativity scene that I have previously painted. Of course, there's the ox, there's the donkey, there's a shepherd, there's his sheep. We already saw the three wise men. And then, of course, the stars of the show. There is Juggalo Mary, Juggalo Joseph, and the big dog himself, Juggalo Jesus. So we need to get this guy done, don't we? I tried the other day. I made a massive error in judgment, so we had to hit the reset button on him. So that's what we're going to do today. By the way, whoop whoop, y'all. I forgot to say that, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Let me clear my station here. Refocus my work area so we can focus on completing this task that has eluded me for months. Months and months and months. I should have had this thing done for Christmas. What a dummy. But that's okay. We'll get it done today. Shake up my paint. And you know what? This will probably be a pretty quick paint for this singular little face. So when we're done with this wise man, I'll have to figure out how we're going to fill the rest of our time. But you know, whatever. We will burn that bridge when we get to it. For now, let me get my little magnifier. Man, this thing was giving me fits the other day. We haven't been on the same page lately. This guy doesn't seem to like to flex the way he used to. I think he just generally is upset with the temperatures. Maybe is the problem. Whew. Let's try that. All right, that should do. So what I think we're gonna do for this this paint, because like I've said before, each of these individuals in this nativity scene, I feel like they should have their own unique look, because otherwise it wouldn't look right. You know, if everybody was painted like Violent J, then that would look kind of goofball. So we're gonna paint X's over this wise man's eyes. Also, as previously established on some of the other streams, we decided the paint scheme for these guys is keeping in mind that they painted their faces in the parking lot on the way in. They didn't have a lot of time to prepare, because the quality of this nativity is so low. I don't want to spend too much time fussing over their paints like I do on some of my other paints. So we're just going to kind of crap this one out, which sounds terrible. Even as I say it out loud, I feel bad for saying it. Like I said, these just, they're not nice. They're not great. And they've already been sitting on my desk for way too long. They need to just get out of the way and get done. And I think part of what was making me hesitate was knowing that there's so many faces here, and knowing that I wanted to do each one unique was, I don't know, just making me a little nervous, a little anxious. So I just wasn't going to do it. But today we're doing it. We're going to finish it. I'm going to cross it off the list. And we're never going to worry about it again. That is the plan. I think we're going to do a nose paint like Shaggy's. Oh, you know what? Maybe not, because the X's are kind of going into his nose. Yeah, disregard that. We're not going to do that. We're just going to do a simple circle. Yeah. So there we go. See, that's how easy that is. I've been so worried about all this for no good reason. And you know what? I think this one, instead of doing the typical upturned clown mouth that I usually do, I think this time we'll do a downturned. This is going to be a sad wise man. A sad Juggalo wise man. Yeah, let's do that. Because I've never painted one of those that way. We'll do the outline here. This is one thing that kind of separates me from other folks that I've seen online that have painted some Juggalo figurines, because I'm not the only one, and I recognize that. I am not the alpha. Well, you know what, let me rephrase that. I am not the originator of the idea. Someone did this before me. I became aware of it. And I liked it, but I wanted to do it just a little bit better. Not to say that anybody else's work is bad. It's just I wanted to bring a little bit of care to it. A little more technique. Maybe that's the best way to say it. Some of the techniques that I've picked up through painting miniatures, or even having art classes when I was younger, and applying them towards something as silly as painting Juggalo faces. Oh, Pete in the house. What up, what up? Or should I say whoop whoop as I sip my lemonade. Mmm. Ah, delicious. Man, we're almost done with this this nativity scene, and I'm very excited to be done with it. This thing has been the bane of my desk for way too long. Oof. Got a little thick. That's what she said. Heyo. Let me clean that up a little bit. There we go. Man, I had some Taco Bell today. I wasn't feeling great. I was actually left work early yesterday feeling sick. Woke up today feeling kind of sick again. So I went with the old Taco Bell 1-2 home remedy. Excuse me. And you know what? It worked. I feel a lot better. Cleaned out the old system, if you know what I mean. Used to be the 7-layer was my go-to home remedy, because that would clean the pipes real good. Today it was bean burrito and the beef and cheese or whatever. Yeah. Oh, that's tomorrow? I've seen you talking about that, but just the fact that it's in Ohio, you know how it is. I wasn't really paying very close attention. I need to go to a Juggalo event. I'll stick out like a sore thumb. Well, I shouldn't say that. I mean, when all this stuff kicked off, you know, you and I were about the same age. So the crowd probably has quite a few guys that are my age, which is pretty cool. Man, if it were closer, I'd really think about it. But it's just a little bit far for me. All right, so that's it. We're done with this project that's been bothering me. So now with that wise man painted, we've got our 3 wise men. Booyakasha. Look at that. So we've got focus. Think about it. Focus. Focus. There it is. Got that kind of Jack Skellington kind of stitch mouth kind of guy with a little bit of man, oh yeah, it's kind of like the crow around the eyes. Kind of a jack-o'-lantern nose. I saw one online where somebody had painted their face like that, so I kind of copied it. For that wise man, this guy's pretty generic. He's just got a couple diamonds on his cheeks, a couple triangles above the eyes, and your standard smiley clown mouth. Then our final wise man, we went for the classic X on the eyes, dot on the nose, sad mouth. Kind of looks like a rodeo clown. Yeah. So there we are. Those are done. Whew. Man, that feels good. Can pack this thing up after I take photos of it and put it on the website. Put it up for sale. Pack it away. Hopefully somebody buys it. I know it's kind of out of season, but I'm just glad it's done, man. Yeah, the whooping wise men. Yeah. Yeah, so I'll run through the whole set here real quick, just so you can see. So we've got our, let me close this. Move that out of the way. Get them just in frame. Whoop! Wise men. We got our shepherd. We got one of his sheep. Little guy, little fella. We got an ox. We've got a donkey. We've got a little Juggalo Mary. Little Juggalo Jesus. And Joseph is going to have to go a little sideways. And we got our Joseph. Boom. Done. Finished. Ugh. And they've got... It does have its own background here. I've thought about, you know... That's too big for the frame. Whatever. I mean, you know what it looks like. I've thought about doing some Juggalo things to that. Maybe sculpting some Faygo bottles to put in there. You know, something to just make it a little more with the aesthetic, or just call it good. Because the thing is, you kind of want it to just kind of blend into the background with the Christmas decorations, where people don't necessarily notice that it's juggified. At least that's my philosophy with these guys. But like I said, I'm just glad to get them off my desk. Of course, I won't be able to clear coat any of these until it gets warmer, because I need to set up a painting booth in my house so I can spray these things when it's cold outside. But I don't have that yet, so I gotta rely on doing it outside, because there is no way I'm doing it inside. Clear coat stinks. Oh, so glad to be done. So glad to be done with that. It's funny, I put it away to the side and I can't help myself but set it up as though it's on display. For no reason. Oh, really? Nice. And I've got a big old TV I can watch that on. That'd be sweet. I would definitely be interested. I need to subscribe to you, actually. Let me do that right now. Because since I'm done with that project, I'm not really stressing out. That's the one thing I really wanted to get done today. I don't need to get anything else done. I'm happy. Mute my phone here. I don't want to report or block. I want to go to you. Go to your profile. What are we doing? God dang it. Am I just dumb? I don't want to... Okay, let's just do the old search here. This is riveting right here. Riveting live stream action. Butcher. Pete. Boom. Yeah, there you are. It'll be the same channel as what your Fortnite streams are on? I'm guessing. There, subscribe to that one. If you got another one, let me know. I'll subscribe to it too. Bada bing. Alright. What else has been plaguing me on my desk, bothering me? Man, the other day I just got on Saturday because I had nothing better to do. And I worked on this little pewter figurine of Jason. Cool. Then I'll be joining you. Maybe. I mean, at least some for both days. So, yeah, little tiny Jason Voorhees. Started working on that the other day. This thing has also been on my desk for probably over a year. It's funny, like, I find things that I like a whole lot. But, and I buy them because I want to work on them. But then, like, I've never painted pewter before. So it just sits there because I'm like, I don't know what to do with pewter. And then, as it turns out, you just paint it. No big whoop. Yeah, so I get all, I don't know. I don't want to say bent out of shape, but... Yeah, it is hard. And honestly, you know, I haven't even really started doing the fine detail stuff. It's gonna be rough. There is some really fine detail. Like even in the blue of his shirt, you can kind of see there's like bullet holes, like battle damage. So that'll be interesting to work on. I mean, a lot of it will reveal itself when I do washes and stuff on it. Some effects painting will really make it pop, which I tried to do on Saturday. I kind of skipped a few steps, and yeah, I paid for it. It looked stupid. Yeah. Anyway, moving on from me looking stupid, because I make a habit of that anyway. So another item that's been sitting on my desk that needs to get finished is good old Albert from Belgium here. He is so close to being done. From there, he probably looks like he's done. But if I bring him up closer, you'll see, yeah, there you go. Those lines aren't clean, it's just roughed in. And that doesn't pass muster with me. I like it to be clean. All the points sharp. All the lines straight. So let's do that real quick and get another one off my desk. This could be a very productive day. You know what? The last time you were in my chat was another very productive day. Yeah. I think I even called you my good luck charm. I don't even remember what I painted that day. Oh, it was, yeah. It was Juggalo Jasmine, wasn't it? Man, she is still sharp. Foxy lady. I haven't clear coated her yet, also because of the temperature. I'm starting to get quite a pile, but that's good. Because I'd rather clear coat several things at the same time instead of just one or two. Alright. So let's get in close on Albert from Belgium and let's finish this turd. Such a weird figurine. I've said it already, but this is one where my mom works at an antique store, and sometimes people just leave stuff behind because it doesn't sell. And then she just ends up giving it to me. And then she says, "Oh, you've never heard of the UN children?" "No, Mom. Why would I have heard of the UN children?" You know what? I should probably do that in white instead of black. Oof. I think my paintbrush has been drinking. Because that just went way outside the line. And that would be the point where Walter Sobchak from The Big Lebowski would scream, "Over the line!" I'm sorry, Smokey. There are rules. Come on, man. So his foot slipped a little bit. Yeah, Special Olympics Cartman. Yeah. Man, that was a great episode when Cartman went to compete in the Special Olympics. Ugh, so terrible. Oh yeah, and I forgot that squirrel's on his back too. That's why I haven't finished this. Because I was gonna juggalo that squirrel. Golly, I keep jumping around with this paintbrush. Yeah, it will end up being a Shaggy, which is good because he's got a lot of forehead, and that Shaggy paint, man, it takes a lot of real estate, but that mouth is tiny, dude. He's got big cheeks, which is good. Shaggy paint is big in the cheeks. So I think really what makes me nervous is like painting the white in there, since they didn't like there aren't like whites in his eyes or anything. Oof, that's too much light. Now it's too little. Whatever, you can see it. Yeah. So where the white stops and starts could be a little sketchy, a little bit. It's just it's a small space. I painted smaller, trust me. There's a precious moments that I did with a tiny little mouse, and I got a pretty decent little Juggalo face on him, but it was rough. In fact, that's the one that when I was working on it, I turned in my desk, or in my desk chair, and I whacked that precious moment on the side of my desk, and the thing shattered in my hand as I was painting it. Oh man, that was a rough evening. I was ready to just throw it all away. I was so mad. But it all glued back together, and it looks fine now. In fact, that's one of my favorite ones because of that little mouse in the back. You know what? I've got a picture. I'll show you. Let me show you. Little precious moments with the mouse. Where is he? Here's what the goose. There he is. Yeah. Oh, Albert, you're in the way, bud. Yeah, so you see that little bitty little mouse right there? Man, I scrutinized over that guy. That face is so small. But when this thing broke, it broke into like, I don't know, 8 different pieces. Man, it drove me crazy. But it turned out well. I like it. I had to clear coat it in gloss because the glue came out glossy, and so it looked bad. But it's good. And there's that little mouse in the background. Little guy. So yeah, that's one of my favorite ones that I've done. So we'll have to make Albert from Belgium my new favorite after I paint the Shaggy Squirrel. Squirrely 2 nuts. Now I've got one side thicker than the other side. So who all's in the lineup for Juggalo, Ohio? Great name, by the way. Juggalo, Ohio. I don't know if I ever mentioned, but I used to actually run a music venue. So details like that, like naming of events and creating an event, making an event, an experience, and not just a concert, you know what I mean? That goes far with me. I always tried to do that with my shows. It still isn't looking quite right. I might have to... Yeah. Let's fix this Just got a little too thick on one side. So we're gonna use some white and we're gonna make some adjustments. I mean, that's a pretty good list. That'll keep you busy. Like if you only named one guy, like Ouija Mac, if that was just like that was it, then it would make the weekend not quite worth it. Not saying that he's, you know, not worth the price of admission, but if you're going to a weekend event, yeah, you want your list of folks you're excited for to be pretty long. It's also fun to hear new stuff, too, that you're not familiar with. It's better to hear it live, you know what I mean? Like, there's been a lot of times where I'll hear stuff off of albums and not be too excited for it. But then once you see it live, it's just that experience that kind of solidifies what the music's about, what the artist is about. Oh, man. Albert from Belgium, you are giving me fits, man. What is your deal? Okay. That's good. We're going to stop looking at that so much. Yeah, same. Yeah, I've had I'd call them religious experiences just from seeing a band live. And then like when you listen to them recorded later, you can kind of, you know, take yourself back to that moment and it'll just always have that same magic. But before seeing them live, it wasn't the same. I love live music, man. Love it. Okay, here we go. We're going to bite the bullet. We're going to start putting some white in on the squirrel. Shaggy the squirrel. Hold your breath. I'm nervous. I also don't like the way he's got his little paws up there. There's not a lot of room. Yeah, there's some people that know how to be like showmen, like show people, however you want to say it, like just that know how to make their live show pop. Where it doesn't just sound like they're just doing karaoke, you know what I mean, of their own music. Because I've been to those shows and man, it sucks. And I've done that with some pretty big names where it's just like, wow. And it becomes evident, like with a lot of those people, they aren't the originators of that music. I've had that experience as well. Yeah, there's nothing quite as sexy for me as a lady that can throw down pretty good up on stage. Part of that is just like the confidence they exude because of it. You know what I mean? Oh, gosh. See, it's just weird that his eyes are going to be brown, the color of his body. I don't like it. But I don't want to repaint the eyes because I'll end up screwing it up. not much of a creative painter. I'm more of a color in the lines, paint by numbers guy. Or at least I feel that way. But we're biting the bullet on Shaggy the Squirrel. Whew, that was close. Man, 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 man. There was a band I used to see. So my venue was like punk, metal, and hardcore, you know, predominantly. We did do some hip hop, but it was pretty limited. It was an all ages venue, and you know, it's hard. Hard to get performers that I mean, they'll all agree to come play at your venue. If you're going to pay them money, they'll show up, but it's hard to get some of them on the program of, hey man, this is all ages. You know, don't get too gnarly. Oh, I got you. Thanks for coming in, Butcher Pete or JR. Either way. What was the other? There was another one you said was okay. I can't remember. But either way, thanks for coming in. Even just stopping in is just nice. And I don't. If you hadn't have been here, I wouldn't have painted the squirrel. I don't know what it is. Somebody in the chat just makes me feel more confident. So I appreciate that. Enjoy your Taco Bell, dude. Hope it comes out just as well it goes in. And get that Baja Blast. Thanks, brother. I'll see you next time. Let me hit the heart thing, because booyah, little love. And have fun this weekend. I'll see you in your streams. I didn't say dreams. Let's get that straight. All right. This little squirrel is coming right along. Surprisingly. Utterly surprised. I mean, the hard part is going to be the black. I'll readily admit that. Alright, we're going to thin this out a little bit too. It's got some streaks in it. I don't like that. So we're going to try to get some streaks out. To do that, we just get our paint a little wet, a little thin. That helps it to move around a little freer. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Oh yeah. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. That's a great start. Alright, so now while that white on the squirrel dries, I think we're actually going to stick with white for Albert here. I think if I try to get the black out again, I'm going to get too thick again. I don't want to do that. Boy, they're moving around a lot upstairs. I know y'all can't hear that, but boy, I can. Boy, I can. Let me drink me some lemonade. Wow, it's 10 after 5 already. Whew. We are 40 minutes in this 60-minute stream. It is crazy how fast time moves. I like it, though. Let's get the magnifier down, because we're going to be doing some detail work. Having a hard time getting it where you can see and I can see at the same time. I hit the sweet spot a few days ago, and I've been chasing that dragon ever since. Ooh, look at that line. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Man, if Wiggle stops by today, we'll have the trifecta. So we've already seen Scott the Scot. Then we saw Butcher Pete. Oh no, I'm forgetting. Shoot, what was Zombie Nips? Zombie Nips was another. Yeah. So yeah, Wiggles or Zombie Nips, sending some warm energy your way. Come join me. Come hang out. I like you guys. Haven't seen you in the chat in a few days. It'd be nice to see again. Oh man, party foul. Oh, I put my finger in the squirrel's paint. That's no good. Basically undid a lot of the smoothing work I just did. That stinks. So I know I've talked about it before. I'm a big movie buff. I like watching movies. I often quote movies in the streams even. I was just quoting The Big Lebowski earlier, which is my favorite movie of all time. In fact, I have some Big Lebowski tattoos. Just one, I guess I should. It's pretty big though. But yeah, so I watch a lot of movies. Last night, for the first time, I finally watched Chinatown, which is a classic starring Jack Nicholson. It's an older movie about Los Angeles back in the day. Actually, The Big Lebowski, I think a lot of it is inspired by Chinatown. I kept saying that to my wife last night while we were watching it. Mrs. Mulray is definitely a character that inspired Maud Lebowski in The Big Lebowski. Anyway, I watched Chinatown. Great movie. Obviously from stylistically, it was made in a time when movies were shot. I don't want to say slower, because it was an intense film. It's just the way they would cut scenes. The cuts are longer. The scenes linger a little more than they do today. Today we're just like cut. So in saying that, it could feel slow to the modern audience, but it's paced very well, in my opinion. Anyway, the ending, I didn't really know. I knew it was, a pulp story, a mystery with a private investigator and all those things. I knew it was that. Didn't know much else beyond that, and Jack Nicholson was in it. Yeah, that ending is rough. It's it is not a Hollywood ending. It really, I don't even know what to say. Like it really bummed me out, the ending. Which is good, because not every movie needs to be a a splashy, happy Hollywood, happy-go-lucky ending, because life isn't like that, and we need to be cognizant of that. But it definitely caught me off guard. It was sad. And then I had to go to bed and sleep with those feelings. And that's after I said before I left work early. I didn't do a stream yesterday because I was feeling sick. So I came home from work and went straight to bed and went to sleep. Missed the stream. Woke up, ate dinner with the family, and then basically went back to bed. And decided to watch a movie. Probably could have picked a bit of a happier movie. The night before, I think it was, night before, I watched Mute with it's one of the Skarsgård. Stellan Skarsgård? And Paul Rudd is in it. It's on Netflix. So I watch a lot of movies, and it can be problematic in that I watch so many movies that I forget what movies I've watched. Or I have a hard time picking out a movie because I remember all the movies I've watched. And makes it hard to find a movie. Or I'll get anxiety over it because I'm thinking, I have the time and opportunity to watch one movie. And so I want to pick out a winner. And so I really fuss over it, which one I'm going to watch. So anyway, I watched Mute the other night. After seeing like a trailer online or something that, or a YouTube critic that was talking about it, something like that, something that got it on my radar. So I went to watch it. And got about 30 minutes into it, or maybe more, maybe 40, 45 minutes into it, and realized I've watched this movie. I've seen this. But by that point, I don't have enough time to pick another movie, and I'm already kind of invested, and I couldn't remember the ending. Like, I couldn't remember all the details, but I could just remember that I'd seen it. Could also kind of remember that it wasn't like a, well, it wasn't good enough for me to remember. I think that speaks for itself. So I watched it through to the end, and yeah, not a terrible movie by any stretch. It's, it's worth watching if you're into sci-fi, if you're into like future dystopian-ish movies. It's a good one. Great cast. I mean, I think it's Stellan Skarsgård is the one that's in it. Love him as an actor. Obviously love Paul Rudd. I'm from Kansas City, so he's a hometown boy for me. But his character in the film is kind of out of character for what you're used to seeing Paul Rudd playing. Still like the same kind of smart, quippy mouth, but not a nice guy. Kind of a rough hombre. And I'll leave it at that because I don't want to spoil anything. Because if you haven't seen it, I would recommend it. It's a good movie, not a great movie. And if Paul Rudd hears that critique, you know, I love you, man. It's just not worth watching twice, I guess is what I should say. Worth watching the first time. Because it is kind of shocking, I guess. It's not like a, well, yeah, I guess it's got a twist. Actually, it's as a film, it's related to the movie Moon with Sam Rockwell. So if you've watched that and you enjoyed that, which I highly recommend that's one that I need to watch again, because it's so interesting, like conceptually interesting. It very much has a twist. And Sam Rockwell does what Sam Rockwell does, and he absolutely crushes that movie. He's a guy that I don't think he gets the right opportunities. But he is definitely Oscar caliber in his abilities. He's an amazing actor. Hopefully he gets a chance to prove that at some point. Kind of gets typecast a bit in goofy things, which he's great at. Speaking of, if you want to see prime Sam Rockwell, prime goof factor, watch Gentlemen Broncos. Oh my word. That is an amazing movie. If you're a fan of Napoleon Dynamite, or a fan of Flight of the Conchords, What We Do in the Shadows, yeah, you need to see Gentlemen Broncos. I mean, it's not. It's on par with like Napoleon Dynamite, you know, where it's kind of slapsticky, not like lowbrow, but like well, some elements are lowbrow. But yeah, it's not like a high thinking comedy. The jokes are pretty evident. Doesn't take a lot of interpretation. But Sam Rockwell, he plays a character. It's a movie about authors, and one author steals another author's book, and so throughout the movie, it'll cut to scenes that are in the book, and so one scene will be from the mind's eye of the original author, and another will be from the mind's eye of the plagiarizer. And it's so Sam Rockwell plays both lead characters, but they're like polar opposites of each other depending on whose perspective the scene is from. And there's also a movie within the movie of a very low rent local filmmaker that wants to adapt the original author's work into a movie, But Sam Rockwell isn't in that, but the character is portrayed by yet another person from another perspective. And it's so funny. It's incredibly funny. Yeah. Give it a look if you're a fan of funny. A fan of movies. Gentleman Broncos gets the Precious Juggalos seal of approval. 100%. Okay, it is 5:25 p.m. Central Standard Time. And my plan is to end the stream at 5:30. So, my goal right now is to do a little more detail work on Albert's face. Get it to a point where I can say, Albert is done. And then perhaps tomorrow we can pick it back up. And spend some time focusing on the squirrel. And get the squirrel done. In the meantime, saying that, this stream is something that I am trying to do every Monday, or trying to do Monday through Friday, starting at 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, running until 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, sometimes a little later. And sometimes I'll hop on a Saturday. If I've got nothing better to do and I just feel like painting. Because why not just go ahead and turn the camera on, you know? But as for today, I believe I am done for the day. So if you've enjoyed this, or you enjoy the idea of a guy painting Juggalo faces on figurines or other items, then check me out on all the socials. I'm here on, obviously, YouTube. I am on TikTok. I am on Instagram. I am on Facebook. I'm everywhere. I'm on Reddit. I'm on Twitter. Everywhere I am Precious Juggalos. And I share a lot of videos of my little creations that I do. Earlier today you saw me finish the Juggalo Nativity scene just off camera here, and I'm not going to get it out again. I've brought it off and on camera multiple times already. So just scroll back and watch. But all these things, these aren't specifically in the shop yet, but I do have quite a few items already in my shop. That is at preciousjuggalos.square.site. If you're interested, it's in my bio here on YouTube. Give it a look. If you like anything, please buy. Shipping is included. There's what you see in terms of pricing is what you're paying. There's nothing. I won't surprise you with any fees or any shipping or any hidden costs. It's just whatever it says it is. If it's $25, it's $25. I've got items ranging from the lowest is $25 up to, I think my highest is $75 or $80, but those are some pretty big items, and really they're only priced that high because I'm eating the shipping costs, and there's potential of that being very expensive. That being said, I only ship to the lower 48 states. Sorry, everybody else. But if you want to, just message me, and I'm willing to ship anywhere, but it's going to be on your dime. I can't afford all that, because this is just a hobby for me. It's not a career thing. I'd love it to be, but so far it's not. Anyway, special shout out to Scott the Scott and Butcher Pete for jumping in and chatting with me today. That's what these streams are all about. It's all about just hanging out, having a chill hour, chatting, watching, listening, whatever you want to do. Because like I said, either way, I'm going to be here painting. So your participation can be as much or as little as you please. It doesn't offend me at all. With that, I'm going to leave you. I'll be back again, like I said, tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, painting for about an hour. We'll try to finish up Albert from Belgium tomorrow. Thank the Juggalo gods I finished the Juggalo Nativity, because I am sick of seeing that thing, honestly. Somebody buy that. Get it out of here. That'd be awesome. Okay. Anyway, whoop whoop, y'all. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe and all the things. Check me out everywhere else. Check out the shop. Buy some stuff. That's all I got. I'll see you weirdos tomorrow, I suppose.